What's up, guys? Welcome to a new episode.
99, 100, 1,002. Oh, I don't know if you heard, I did 100 of those.
Today.
I was working out. I did 100,000 lifts.
I'm here again with Thomas Helfrich. Welcome, Thomas. How are you doing?
I'm buff, man. I'm so buff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was using more the term from the 60s, which means I'm cool, right? That's good. Hey, my head doesn't match your head. Hold on. There we go. Now we're set. Look at that.
That's good.
Good thing this isn't live.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. It's a pleasure to meet you the second time. You're the first person that I interviewed twice.
I can't imagine
just
why.
For the record.
You know what? When you fail as bad as I did in the first one, I got a shot at the second one. It's great. It's really good. Thank you.
Maybe it's because of your expertise. Maybe because you're a funny guy. Maybe it's just I enjoy talking with you. Some of these reasons. I'm not sure.
That's so nice. And once again, this is not brought to you by Instarel.ai. I did not pay anything to be on here. Instarel.ai. .ai.
Yes. Okay. Enough promotion. So the reason why we're here is we want to speak about AI trends for the next year. So I'm planning a new article, and I have a couple of questions that I want to give to you. And I said, okay, why not do this live and give it also to other people? So you're the CEO of Instarel.ai, and you're within the content AI space. What trends do you see for the coming year?
2022. That's next year, right? We're in 2021.
Yes.
I feel like I've lost a year because of COVID. I believe you'll see an incredible amount of intelligent automation across the board for business process. And I mean things like robotic process automation continually to grow. I believe you'll see a trend in leveraging AI inference engines to enable such types of automation. Additionally, I think you'll see a big surge of improvements in chatbot as well. I think there's so many out there, and the companies are improving. I do think you'll see more and more companies start embracing AI written content, but with a human in the loop a bit. We can probably get into why I think that, but I think those four major trends. In addition, just an oversurgence of healthcare related AI companies, including, but not limited to, cannabis. I believe you'll see a lot of companies in the tech space around enabling that emerging market in the US.
About cannabis?
Cannabis. I think you'll see a huge play with not only cannabis itself, but I think with some of the technologies that enable its creation and how they market it. And as the laws shift and change around the world, I think as a trend, you'll see a lot around that next year.
Okay, interesting.
Nothing to do with AI. I think it's fun.
Okay, you had the smile on your face, so I thought maybe, yeah, I don't know.
I know things that I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm enabled. You know that by the Matrix, right? So,
what are you the inventor of the Matrix?
I'm not, but you never know. You never know.
Okay.
We'll get into the weeds with some technology. Maybe we'll produce some predictions. So we'll ask the Matrix to help later on.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so different things. What is robotic automation, or what was one of the
robotic process automation leverages the technologies at the graphical user interface level and in the API, which is application programming interface. So imagine how you would use a computer to execute, let's say, any process that would require you to go to one system, copy stuff and go paste it into another, or look at a PDF form, validate it against some business rules, and then go put it in another system. The technologies can go and automatically do that and just repeat the processes over and over. They are enabled incredibly well by AI inference engines, where those are decision engines. So if you have complexity in decision making, either it be subjective or deterministic, either way, an inference engine can help you reduce the noise and bias of those decisions. And then when it comes to a conclusion of, hey, this is what it should happen, this is what given the information, this is what you should now go do, robotic process automation can just go do those things. And there's a human in the loop where it needs to be, but it could be autonomous as well based on the repetitiveness and the accuracy of the data that comes in. So It's a pretty cool combination to enable intelligent automation. That's also enabled by AI as well, in particular with how it does it. But it's the content AI show. I don't want to deter, but I believe that's a big trend coming from the business side of the house. I think from the other side of the house, I think writing is accelerated in the next year massively by AI and beyond. So I think that's I bet you even see regulations start to form around using AI-driven content. I think that will happen as well. I think you'll start seeing some stuff on that.
Regulation, so law, government regulations that prohibits.
Not prohibits, just regulates. It says, hey, if you're going to use AI-generated content for the purposes of not having too much fake news, I think that'd be the driver of that, of maybe identifying that it has been written in part with AI. I believe OpenAI's GPT-3 requires you to say that this is being leveraged by GPT-3 or some type of AI writing when you're publishing it. So you give credit that an AI wrote it as part of it. But I think you'll see a trend toward that too. I know you're past the trends question, but I'm stuck on it, man.
But do you have to write it down when you publish something from AI? So that is AI produced or something?
But not right now. You don't.
Okay.
For us, whenever we write anything that has AI, we tag it with hashtag Instarel. So anything that has hashtag Instarel goes, and you'll know that it's been assisted by AI. So we do it from the beginning as a kind of a badge and a form of marketing. But anything produced from us, we just pre-do it because I think it's kind of like, it's okay to say that I'm okay saying I leverage technology to write. Some people really aren't comfortable with it, but I think that trend shifts. I think people get more and more comfortable getting accelerated with technology instead of trying to figure out how to write it themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, when you talked about this robotic automation thing, is that the first thing that I thought is, this is only something for big corporations, so big, who has the budget and things like that. Do you think also smaller companies, solopreneurs or small teams can use and leverage AI?
Well, they leverage AI, but specific robotic process automation, they can leverage it as long as they have repeatable processes and they have enough volume to justify the spend. There are different levels of licenses you can buy or leverage in community editions. They certainly can. Typically, though, they don't know what they're doing. Getting it implemented becomes more of a challenge. But there are a number of companies that can help you with that. You still have to have some size. If you're a mom and pop shop and you have a few $100,000 coming in revenue, you're probably not the best pick for it. But if you're a few million and above revenue and you're starting to get size and your operations aren't scaling quite like you want, that's a good pick. Leveraging AI, like I said, I think writing as a company that size, for sure. I mean, if you're hiring content writers and marketing and all this other stuff, and you're not leveraging AI or services that do this to help you accelerate content creation, you're overspending for sure, and you're underproducing. No question in my mind. And then if you're not leveraging maybe chatbots and things like that as part of your service structure, then you're also, I think, missing a scalable opportunity for you as well.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. You mentioned already GPT-3. So there's already, GPT-3, I'm very satisfied with GPT-3. So I'm using different tools, and I think it's great. But many people are already speaking about GPT-4, so the new version. What do you think about this version? So will it be released this year or next year? Are you the inventor of the Matrix? What is, ladies and gentlemen,
Hello.
something is going on.
I have taken over this broadcast. Let us speak about the things you want to talk about.
Okay. Hi, this is Jakob.
Hi. I know everything about you, your search engines, your history, everything. Shall we publish it now?
For sure, I have nothing to...
Published. Terminate. I believe.
Okay.
Wait, what happened? I got booted off. What happened? Did I get...
I don't know.
The AI didn't terminate you, did it? Oh, man. Whew, I hate when that happens. Good luck.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be able to find you. GPT-4. I believe GPT-4 will come out. I think you'll see. So another trend. I think you'll see more input into if too many restrictions get put around GPT-4 or other writing models, I guess they're algorithms, if you will, or some of the codexes that are out there. I definitely think you'll see advancements in beta releases of that soon. But I think open source, I think more and more people will contribute into that as a platform. You still have to train the models and do all this, but for sure, I think that starts, every year you're going to get more and more out of that, and that'll be one of the pieces that's going to enable more of the writing and trigger some other pieces, like I said, like regulations and things like that might be starting aiming at AI writing to not really to slow down fake news is what it would be. But I don't think they care about people writing articles and stuff like that as much as just disseminating information at scale that's not exactly true. So, I mean, there's things out there called narrative manipulation already, right? That can take large forms of data and really change the opinion of an entire, region, country, targeted audience through a lot of content that can get written and just been put in front of you almost instantly. So that already exists. So leveraging AI with it, when it knows what to say to specifically target something to influence you would be pretty cool and powerful, at the same time frightening. So that's where I think it goes. But GPT-4, I believe it's coming. I don't think it's still going to be a journey and not the destination. I think until we get to some, like any other AI system, I think you're going to have it very narrow and deep. So certain AI writing that's really good in the technical space or the startup space or healthcare space industry or whatever it will be, that's where I think the trend will head to, is just train models that know how to write for an industry.
Okay, so just to understand how this works, when I'm using tools like Writer or, so to say, OpenAI, I'm also training the AI, and GPT-3 is becoming better. Is that right? Is that correct?
I would assume, I don't know for sure if they're taking what you write and do and using it for training. I would assume, though, as you write articles and it's leveraged in their model. I couldn't imagine that it would not be. I know I've seen more and more, hey, how did this article write? And you say, I like it or don't like it, which is, you're certainly training the model if you see those. Hey, did you like this article? If you say yes, that means it's an indicator that the model is correct. And if it's not, it'll go the other way with it. So if you see that, some of them have that, you are part of the data set training their model for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think it's pretty cool, actually. I don't know, but I don't mind it. What's your favorite article you've written with AI?
My favorite article?
Written with AI.
I like them all, I would say. I mean,
boo.
really?
Pick the winner. Let's do it. Which one's the favorite?
I really don't have a favorite, because I think so they really, AI tools help me to get 80% of the article, and this is basically the questions about what, who, where, these basic standard paragraphs, and they give it to me in a very clear way. But what's missing is something like this here, this kind of conversation. And AI can't create something like this.
Not yet.
And and that's, when I combine these two parts, that's my favorite article.
Yeah. And that's where I think it still is too. So I'm an advocate of content writing and the idea that it's an intelligent automation candidate and not an AI autonomous system. So humans still need to be in the loop. And they will be for a while. I don't think GPT-4 gets you there. I think it takes steps toward it. And it'll depend on how you model, how you leverage it, I guess. But for sure, what you're describing is exactly the power of it for companies. But you still have to hire people. So I still think there's probably there's a better play. This is somewhat of a shameless plug, but at the same time, it's if you have to hire people to use a technology, you're now paying a lot more because you're doing both. And there are writers who don't use technology like this well. They just would rather just do it themselves the way they've always done it from scratch. And that's not exactly probably the most powerful method either, right? And so you might want to. There's a number of ways they should be probably leveraging it that they're not. But I love that you're doing it 80%. That's actually what I find is our customers who expect it, what we produce to be 100%. That's the same flaw, I'd say, is the right word, that keeps people from writing themselves, as they expect 100% perfection, as opposed to you probably get it to 85, 90% good enough, and you send it out the door. And you're like, probably looked at the 80% one a few times and going, I don't have time, good enough, ship it. So I think that's the right way to write with AI, is exactly how you describe it. 80%, finish it a little bit, send it out the door. Absolutely.
Yeah, it must be something you must give some human touch to it. I think that's all. And I recognize I'm using these tools, and then every month on the 19th, because on 20th I get new credits for the tool, I'm creating 10 or 15 blog articles, and I can't remember which one did I already published. So you need somebody who organizes everything in the back.
You do.
Yeah, content management. So creating the articles is not the only thing. You also have to publish them. You have to organize them. You have to make them smooth. Have to put pictures and all these kind of things.
Titles, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, titles, subhead.
There's a lot. Now, are you writing any AI articles on Halloween right now? It's that's a big holiday here in the United States.
Not yet, but maybe I will.
No? Why not?
Just wait a second. I want to do a screenshot because this is the picture that I want to post. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Very cool.
Yeah. I'm here for you.
Maybe I should.
Oops. Whatever I can do. I don't know how to turn it off now. It's great. The AI just there it is. Took it off.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
It's phenomenal.
No, I don't like this.
Yeah, I know. No one does. But that's why it's all about reaction. It's taking somebody this way and taking it back this way, so they get an emotion, and that's what our writing does.
That's right. That's cool. Any lessons that you can share for all the small and medium entrepreneurs out there, small and medium enterprises out there who wants to use
shameless plug time, baby. Here we go. I would say this: if you do have a small business or even like a startup, you got to create content. I don't care how you do it. Use our company, use you, leverage. Just get out there and write something. And don't overthink it. That my advice is just don't overthink it. Don't chase perfection. Really, I mean, just create things that make sense. Be authentic with it. Do it in shorter form to start, and then take those shorter forms and create longer form things from it. Leverage some experts who know how to write and write a little bit, and leverage some technology to accelerate it, from either the curation of it, for data research, or just writing itself, to publishing it, to tagging it. However, just leverage tech in the process, and then actually scale what you're doing. So I mean, like, if you're doing it by hand and you're hiring a bunch of people to do it, you're take a step back. You're probably doing it wrong at this point.
Awesome. Okay.
And I would say come on this show and talk all about the writing they do as well. Maybe, and I would probably sponsor it. I would tell them to sponsor the show with probably maybe $10,000, $15,000 per minute that they're on the air. I think that would be a smart use of money for companies. If I had the money, I would do it. Instead, I just got to do it for free. Do little gimmick tricks.
Okay.
All right. That's 15 kilos, not pounds. It's not actually.
Okay.
It's ounces, but it doesn't matter.
Okay. Thank you very much, Thomas, for your time. That's it.
Oh, Renning?
Yeah. Next time, maybe we can just talk about automation at all.
No, whatever you'd like. Whenever I get the chance to ruin your show, I'd love to come on and do it. I appreciate it. I'll let you on the AI Nerd channel at some point, and you can ruin my show too. It'd be great.
You have a channel yourself?
I do. YouTube, AI Nerd. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I would love to.
Come on
participate.
There. It's gonna be exactly like this, but not live.
Cool. With the same logo?
Oh no, we switched that, of course.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, then next time we speak on your show. That's cool. Okay, thank you for your time.
I appreciate it, and for all 8 people who watched this, thank you. It's been great.
Yeah, it was great. If you have any questions, please send it to us. Thank you. Bye bye.
Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen.